Hi everybody and welcome back to In Search of Lost Diecast. A little bit of a different one this week. First off, on Saturday evening, the DMC, the Diecast Modelers Community, have their own channel, and every 2 weeks they have a live chat, and I've been asked to appear talking about creation of boxes and sort of my history with modelling and things, and that will be on at 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. on Saturday evening. So if you've got any questions about how I've got here and what I'm doing, feel free to join in. There's obviously a live chat on there as well, so you can pose your questions and I'll try and answer as many as I can. The reason this video is a little bit different, normally it's the stuff that I've managed to sort of track down online, but today, Thursday, although this video will probably go out on Saturday, is our local car boot sale. And I have to say, I've been going for about a couple of months since obviously I started doing this, and generally speaking I've managed to pick up 1 or 2 bits at each one that I've been to. They haven't been great. I suppose you could classify this as a bit of a rant. I mean, back in the day, car boot sales used to be the place that you went to get rid of stuff, and you could pick up the odd bargain. These days it tends to be a lot more traders. But today, walking around, there was an awful lot of people that would seem to be just literally clearing their houses. And I got a few nice bits and pieces, so I thought rather than do the usual of showing you all the Matchbox and Corgi and Dinky stuff that I got, I'm just going to show you exactly what I got while I was there. First of it, it's not diecast related, but I'm a bit of a music fan, and I managed to pick up these. So Pink Floyd, the live double CDs, from 1972, all 3 of them, in France, in Boston, and in the Brighton Dome, which is a very famous concert, because that's the one where they sort of premiered Dark Side of the Moon. So yeah, those were bargain at £1 each. I was very, very happy to get those. So that's that. Got a couple of LPs, but I won't show you those. But then on to what I actually is more relatable to what we do here. So starting off, we got this Peugeot 202 Michelin. This was a part work. I have a feeling it was D'Agostini. Don't quote me on it. I'm sure if there's anything wrong, does it say anything? No, just made in China. But it's a lovely model with the old Michelin Man stuck on the top of the car. And there, I've actually got several of these. Got a couple of trucks, and these appear periodically. I think it was a French only issue, because it actually comes with a French magazine, and it's quite. But the magazine's actually quite nice. There's lots of stuff in it about. Unfortunately, it's a little bit damp, but there we go. But there's lots of stuff about the cars in there, and there's the real one. So it is modelled on a real thing. So that's that. So I'll stick that over there. That one. I'll stick that on there like that so you can see. There we go. Then I picked up a little tank. This is a Saumur S35 French tank from the Second World War, 1940. Beautiful little model, again, made abroad, as they often are. But if we get right up close to that, there you go. I should also explain new tripod, so a bit of a jaunty angle now. But there we go, little diorama, plastic case, very nice. And that'll go straight into the World War II memorabilia. So that's that. I'll stick that one over there. Then there's several bikes. I love the bikes. So there's a Yamaha there. So there's a Yamaha YZR M1, Phillip Island. I have a feeling that might be Valentino Rossi, but don't quote me on it. and this was a part work done by Panini, and I think it was the various incarnations of his liveries on his winning bikes. So this is Phillip Island. But yeah, lovely model, really nice. You get to see one up close in a minute. That's that one. Let's just stick that one there. And that's this one, which is Imola 1998. Again, another Aprilia. Very nice model. Looks great. Very happy with that. And if I shouldn't really say this, but if I told you these were £1 each, I mean, why wouldn't you? They're fantastic looking models. Some of these I may move on, but at the moment I'm quite happy to keep them. This is one that didn't have a case, and she threw this one in when I bought those four, so you can actually get a little closer look at it. If I get right in close there we go. Very detailed model, lovely condition with the super slick tyres. Yeah, that's an absolute belter. There we go. And again, that is Valentino Rossi. So that's that one. Let's put that back in there so it just keeps it safe. There we go. That one over there. Then I fell upon some planes. Now I'm big on planes. I do like my planes. I started off modelling with Airfix, and so I managed to pick up this. So this is a Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. It's a copy of the Memphis Belle, so there's lots of detail in there. So that's the booklet. There we go. And here's the model. And it is absolutely stunning condition. Brand new. When it's undercarriage, so it can be in flight or on its stand in flight, or there's its undercarriage that you could have it so it could sit on a shelf. Nice thing with these models as well, they're done by Atlas Editions, I think. There you go, you get a nice little pin badge as well. That's the Memphis Belle pin badge there. Stick the back away. I do hate unpacking and packing boxes on camera because they never go back how you want them, but that one has, thankfully. Then obviously, just to make it easily identifiable, I'll stick the little booklet in the front. There we go. So that's the Boeing B-17. That's that one there. And the chap selling these had 4. And again, I ended up getting them cheaper than I would have done if I'd have bought one, really. So I got the 4 for a tenner. They were $2.50 each, so over the moon with that. This is a Focke-Wulf 200 Condor Night Fighter. Very nice model. Again, with its little pin badge. Everything intact, safely packaged away. Very happy with that. Nice booklet with it again. Let's see if we can get these back in. Again, like I said, packaging, a bit of a nightmare, or can be a bit of a nightmare, but there we go. So that's that. There will be some blurb here. Obviously, I won't go into the detail like I do with the normal videos because these models are a lot bigger. And there's less of them, but this one comes with a lovely booklet, so that's great. Then there was this one, which I was very happy to pick up. Unfortunately, no booklet with this one, but there is a pin badge, and this is the Douglas C-47 Skytrain. Very reminiscent of the Dakota, again with its little pin badge. Let's get in there, you can see. And again at $2.50 a pop, I mean, wow. Talk about no-brainer, you know, why wouldn't you? I make these in Airfix, and to get the kind of finish that they get on these is phenomenal. So very, very happy with that. Let's see, there we go. You can see the fronts there. And then the final one, which is the only one that was a little bit disappointing, but out of 4 and the price that was paid, can't really complain. It's the Heinkel HE111. There we go. It's missing its undercarriage, this one, but that would just be a flying model, so not too upset by that. A beautiful, beautiful model, again with its booklet. There we go. So all the big ones all have a booklet, and obviously it also has its little pin badge, which is fantastic. Just to say, missing its undercarriage. Or maybe that, I know it's got a space in its box, but maybe it didn't come with one, I don't know. Because I was never aware of these models. It's amazing what you see that you weren't aware of. So what we'll do, we're going to stick them over there. There we go. That's that. Then I was wandering around, as you do, and there were still some people coming in, still some sellers coming in. And the poor lad pulled up in like a 4x4, and he got descended upon by obviously a lot of dealers and things like that, and they were pulling stuff out of boxes. So I offered to lend him a hand, just to make sure that they weren't disappearing off with stuff. So I stood and was chatting with him for about 5-10 minutes, and then obviously the crowd moved on, and I just said to him, you know, he said, you know, thank you for the help. He said, was there anything in particular I was looking for? And I said, well, I do love my models. And he produced this, which on the plain theme again is another, I presume, because it's very, very similar, it must be a similar thing. But obviously this is Atlas editions as well. But this one, when we get the box open, again, very similar box. But this is Halifax, handily paid Halifax. And this one has got its, oh, I just dropped its wheel there. This has got its undercarriage, which is lovely. And for my help, the only thing was, I don't know if you can just see there, one propeller blade was broken off, but I can soon fix that. And bless his heart, he gave me that for helping him out, which was lovely. So we just carried on chatting for a bit. I mean, half the time going around these boot sales, I spend more time chatting to people than I do actually buying things. But he was talking about, you know, his you know, bits that he liked and bits that he collected, and then he produced this box. And then I bought the contents of the box, which was effectively 4 Airfix models. And I paid £1 each for them, again, which was amazing. So I got an MG magnet, and these are all complete, never been made, all there. So I'm not going to open these up because I don't want to lose the parts, but beautiful MG magnet. I got a 1905 Rolls Royce, which is a belter, an absolutely beautiful model. Again, all the parts there. And when you think, as I say, a pound a piece for these, it was just like, wow. Hadn't had this kind of luck at boot sales since I've been going again. And then the final one was this Alfa Romeo 1933, which again is complete. It's the 8C model, raced at Monza. I think it won in 1931, 33, 31. Yeah, it won at 30, yeah, it's got it on the side there, hang on. It won in 31, 32, 33 and 34. This is the 33 model, so, and they're all 1/32 scale, which is fantastic, so they're a good size. So yeah, over the moon with that. And then the final one that he had, not particularly my thing, and I probably will move this one on. It was the 1/72 scale stealth bomber, but it's complete. It's a starter kit. It's got the paint, it's got the glue. Not really into the post-World War II. I like some of the early jets, but most of this is a little bit too new for my interest. But at the price, I wasn't going to turn it down. So very happy with that one. So I just stick that one there. Then on to a few cars. So coming out, there was a stall that had a few little Matchbox ones, and they were 50p a piece. They're not all Matchbox, I should say. This one is a Hongwell, and it's a Chevrolet pickup, which is very cute. There we go. As I say, this tripod actually makes demonstrating stuff an awful lot easier. Gives me a bit more flexibility on getting in onto the details. So there we go. That's a beauty. That one there. Then there was this one, which is, I'm pretty sure is an Oxford. This will be 176 scale, I think it is. Little mini thousand van. That looks like it should be GPO, doesn't it? That colour. Don't know if we can get into the details. I don't know if it says Oxford on there. Let's have a look. Can we zoom in? Can I zoom in? Oh, there we go. Hang on, let's get the. Let's try and get it. There we go. I think it is Oxford. Yeah, Oxford Diecast. There we go. Just try and get it. There we go. Yeah, just about. That's another little beauty. Again, disappears behind the thumb so you can see how small it is. There we go. Absolute cracker, that one. And I must admit, I have started, in amongst all the other nonsense, I have started gathering a few 176 scale to go with the 00 railway, which I'm hoping to construct. Progress report, although I haven't been able to get any further forward with the shed, it looks like we are moving house, and the new place has a garage, so I will have my own workshop again, which will be perfect. So yeah, that's that one. There we go. Very detailed, these Oxfords. Yeah, I have picked up a few of those. Haven't shown them yet, but I will do. So there's that. And then we're on to some Matchbox. And they were, I think they were £2 for £1. So I've got a couple here. Got the little cement truck, Portland cement truck, all there. Obviously missing a lot of its paint, missing its decals, but that would be a great one to restore. It's in lovely condition other than that. No dings, original little silver wheels. As I say, that's tiny. Look, there you go. I'll just take this zoom out a little bit so you can see what's going on. There we go. So yeah, there's the little Portland cement truck. And we've had one of these before, I know, but can't resist them. They're so cute. That's the, is it the M3? Yeah, the M3 personnel carrier, American. Amazing how those decals hold up on these. Obviously missing its tracks, but I think I said in the previous video there's a Welly box set of building vehicles that's available currently in Home Bargains, and I think it's either 175 or 199 for a set of 5 vehicles, but two of them are tracked vehicles, and the tracks, I put one set of tracks on the Ruston Bikeras excavator, and they fitted perfectly. And I think the other set will probably go on this. I might just quickly pause the video and have a look. Hang on. Yep, sorry about that. I managed to find them. So there we go. So let's have a look, see if these will fit or whether they're too big. These ones are too big. That's a shame. That is a shame. But you can see on a normal excavator they would work absolutely perfectly, and they're very good. And at 175, that's cheaper than you could buy 2 sets online. I guarantee that. There they are, very detailed. Or any small tank that you want to refurbish. So there we go. So that's that. I'll put that one down there. And then 2 more. Beautiful condition, this one. This is the American Ford station wagon. Cracking little model, that one. And that will go straight into the connection. That's not getting mucked about with, played with. It's a survivor. As Mike at Diecast Looney says, it's a survivor piece. It's been played with. It's 60 years old, and it's not too far how it looked when it rolled off the production line. So that's a little cracker there. And then this one, which is where are we? The tractor shovel. There we go. And that's number 69. That's all intact as well, which is great. That's that. Because it was the last one he threw that one in as well. It's a little cement mixer. Obviously the cement container's bust, but obviously there's a couple of sets of wheels there which might come in handy for something else. It's half a set there. Might be able to do something with the cab. So that's cool. Then finally, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly get rid of this lot, because I did bought, as I was walking back to the car, people were packing away, and I did buy one box of bits for a couple of quid, which I thought would be useful to a lot of the guys that are on the DMC. Obviously do a lot of farm vehicles, mechanical type forklifts and things like that. So this was a job lot of bits and pieces, and I thought, why not? Why wouldn't you buy them? So I grabbed them, and I will show you what I got. Bear with me a sec. Right, and we're back. So here we go. So this was 3 quid, and as you can see, there's lots of bits. There was a Corgi major petrol tanker. It is let's have a look, see what we can see. Yeah, it just says Corgi major on that one. It just says Mack truck on the front of this one, just there. But it all works. There we go. That engine cover comes off. The back does detach. I have had it apart, but I'm not going to do it now. It's got one of its hose pipes intact. Little hose pipe this size. No, it doesn't look like anything's broken off, but on that side, obviously, it goes right the way across. So there we go. So that's that. Little jockey wheel works as well. Missing a tyre, but missing 3 tyres. There we go. Yeah, nice little model. Stick that one over there. Little tin plate shop type thing. Probably off a model railway or something. Looks more like a ticket office, doesn't it? There we go. So all these bits are up for grabs. If anyone wants them, just let us know. That's that. There's the front of a cat. Obviously the arm moves, but the front's missing. So these are all, as far as I'm concerned, these are all spare parts. So if you see anything from these that could help you out with the model you're doing, cover the postage and they'll be yours. So there we go. So there's that. There's a tank. Presume that's off something like a Siku. Looks like a farm. There we go. Little farm container. So that's that. What else have we got? We got some sort of plough. We've got a seeding machine, I think, of some description. Again, probably Britain's, or I would imagine it's Britain's or Siku, because they seem to be, or Ertl even, they seem to be the ones that make this stuff. There's that. There is top half of some sort of tanker. Couldn't resist these bits really. There's some sort of weird sort of aerator plough type thing with an attachment. There's another seed type dropper. This is Amazoni 1500, it says. ZAM Max. But all these bits, could easily be used on something else. Mechanisms all there. I'm sure it probably all works, but again, it's not my thing. But as I say, at 3 quid, I couldn't really resist it. And one of the reasons I got it out, this massive trailer, which I'm sure could be used for something really cool. It's got a bit of a kink in it, but I'm sure we can straighten that up. So there's that. Let's move this box a little bit so you give it a bit more space. We've got another plough with a jockey wheel, and with Clarkson's farm doing quite so well, I'm sure there'll be someone out there that would want this for their farm gear. So that's that. Another bit of a plough. As I say, this has all got to be Britain's or Seeker or Ertl. Another one with a jockey wheel, coming useful for something, a bit of a trailer. Big heavy wheels. That one's on. Actually, that's a good point. Laz told Martin Dare, if you're unsure of stuff, check the wheels. Well, a lot of these don't have wheels, or if they do, they're really tiny. That one, they're really small. There's no writing on those. This one on the bottom, it says Horscott Group Inc. USA. But it says made in China. That's very strange. So USA and made in China. This one, does it have anything on the tyre? Not that tyre. Not that tyre. But on this one it does. This one says Siku. So this is a Siku one. You just get the picture in there. There we go. Siku. That's that. And there's another trailer. Again, that looks like a Siku again. Yes, it is Siku. It's another trailer of some description. I'm sure some of these parts probably fit onto. That looks like it goes on there somewhere. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Is it going like that? Perhaps it's like that. No, it can't be like that, can it? No, it must be like that. There we go. Something like that. There we go. Cool. So there's that. And then there's the front half of some kind of threshing device, I think. And no writing on it. As I say, anyone wants any of these parts, just give us a holler. Another trailer type thing. That looks like a Siku. Yeah, that's Siku again. Looks like someone's actually been playing with these on a farm, because obviously muddy wheels, which is great. A lot of people are looking for perfection in their models. Like with this one, I like the fact that it has got a few chips, because that's been played with, that's been loved, that's been looked after, and someone has kept that car for years and years and years, and then finally decided to part with it. Or maybe they've just passed on, I don't know, but that's a lovely little car, that. I do like that one. That's probably my star of the day, actually, but there we go. Then what else we got? We got this is a Joel. There we go. So that's 1/35th scale. Now, there's the chap on the DMC that does restore a lot of Joel toys. So if this is any good use to you, yeah, I mean, everything works. It's just missing whatever it is at the front. But in here somewhere, there's this, which I'm not sure if that's the right thing for it. And there's this, which might actually be the right thing for it, but some kind of gizmo to go on the front of that. So there's that and that. Let's put that down there. And that is, yeah, that was the Joel. Then we got a couple of last bits. So obviously the back of it's either a farm thing or a side piece of a trailer of some description. That's all there. Got a little driver. There we go. Little driver, very, very neat. The back of some kind of vehicle, looks like a military type. I'm sure I can find a use for that. That's cool. Then a little farm trailer. That's a Matchbox Leslie one. I think that's the one that had the barrels, if I remember rightly. Something up here probably. Anyway, so that's that. What else we got? Oh yeah. We've got a fairly serious bit of kit here. The Becker Aeromat T. Those that of you that know will probably know exactly what that is. And in there, there's a little number which says 3199. No distinguishing marks other than that. So I'm presuming again, Siku, Ertl, Britain, something like that. I will try and find out for you. Then there's a key for some clockwork type thing. Then there's the Lomas ambulance, LCC ambulance. Beautiful looking thing. Sadly, as always, missing its doors. Over with the Matchbox. Little GT40. 2 tyres one side, no tyres the other. Standard. There we go. Lovely little car, that. Luke at Scale Customs did an absolutely amazing job with one of these. He turned it into the Golf racing colours, so the blue and the orange. Amazing thing he did with it. Be lovely to do the same sort of thing. That's that. Sorry if I sound a bit stuffy. I think I'm going down with something yet again. My normal work, I work with kids, and I think sometimes, or some certain parts of the year, they become like Hannah. They're the plague magnets. And I get to spend time with them, so I pick up everything. So there's a Maisto Dodge Dakota. Quite a nice looking vehicle, that one. For a later one. Again, probably a little bit past my my era of vehicles, but nice wheels, very nice wheels. Nice badging on the top there. There we go. We got a little Burago Peugeot 205, missing its headlight, or is it missing its headlight? Yes, it is. That one's dropped. That one's disappeared. It's weird. This one's part. Is it all plastic? No, it's metal top, plastic base. Not a fan of Burago, I have to say. No openings, no. So there's that too. Back end of a trailer. These always come in handy. Chap that sort of helps organise the DMC PJ has just a few of the guys have clubbed together and bought a 3D scanner, which is an ongoing story which I won't bore you with, but the idea is that if we get all these little parts that go on things that are difficult to source if you're missing them, the scanner will be able to scan them in, and then we'll be able to 3D print them. I've just recently bought myself a 3D printer, so that's the idea, that we get like a database of items that can be scanned in and then reproduced. So that'll probably end up being scanned at some point. Then the last two, we got a trolley bus. Oh, look at that! What an advert that is. Let's go in zoom in a little bit. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we can get that right in there. By Leslie Toys. Yes, we do. There we go. Fantastic. Such great detail on these. Just, I know they're castings. I understand that. But to get them that right, and for them to survive. Sadly, it's missing its top, missing its in. I think it probably had an insert on that one as well. But it still looks nice. Still looks great. That's that. I should put these over with the little ones. And the final one is a Rolls Royce Silver Shadow 2. There we go. With the opening doors. Right hand drive. Although you might struggle to drive with the steering wheel as high as that. Look at that. Blocking out half the screen. Oh, I'm still on zoom, sorry guys. Let's move you back. There we go. So yeah, there we go. So that's the last one of the day. Interesting, I just noticed that actually. I've never noticed that on a Matchbox car before. Look, they've got little door stops there. See that little tiny silver thing? I'll point it out. There we go, let's have a look. So that just there, little tiny silver door stop. I don't think I've ever seen one of them before. Anyway, that's the Silver Shadow Mark II. So when you consider that I've spent the bulk of the morning wandering around this car boot, and I've ended up spending 10, 50, probably less than 20 quid. Oh no, me records and things. Probably 30 quid with the records and the CDs. I I think you'd agree there's some fairly major bargains going on there. And I actually believe that that's what had stopped. I really thought that we got to a point now where you either had traders or people. I mean, one of my personal beefs is when you're walking around a car boot sale and you go, oh, how much is that? Well, that one there, you see, that one's selling on eBay for at least £25, so I thought I'd like 24. Well, if it's selling for that on eBay, sell it on eBay. You know, don't come to a car boot sale. A car boot sale is a place you go to get rid of stuff. That's what it should be about. But unfortunately, most people nowadays think they're traders because they've managed to Google it and someone once sold something for £50. Then obviously every version of that vehicle is worth £50. Well, let's be honest. That might be 30 quid new, 40 quid new. I don't know, 50 quid new. But it's not worth 50 quid because it's missing half of it, or half the front. So, you know, when you buying a job lot like that at 3 quid, that's kind of more realistic. I think it's a case of people just need to manage their expectations when they're selling stuff at car boot sales. I mean, the guy that bought these off, there was one store that had a load of Matchbox stuff, and literally he was looking for £10, £15 per car. I go 2 stores down and pick that one up. It was 2 for £1. So they are out. They are still out there. You just got to be prepared to sort of dig in bags and boxes and things to find them. But yeah, so either that or possibly that, the Dakota. So well, it's actually not a Dakota. It's a C47 Skytrain, but it reminds me of the Dakota. They are my stars of this video, I think. Very happy to get both of them. Just want to say thank you for watching, guys. Something a bit different. Obviously, if I succeed in getting a few more bits at another car boot sale, I might do another one like this. I've actually quite enjoyed this. But thanks for watching. If you're about Saturday night and you want to have a chat or you want to ask me a question, please join the DMC live on the DMC channel, links to which will be posted somewhere around here. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. So looking forward to hearing your comments. And like I said, all this junk stuff, forget about the Matchbox, but all the junk stuff on the top, if there's anything there that might help you complete a model or do something to, you know, create a new model, just fire me an email, or if you're on our Facebook page, just jump on there, send me a message. As long as you cover the postage, you're more than welcome to it. Or if you plan on meeting up at some point, I'll keep it until I see you. All right, that's it. Thanks ever so much, and see you again next week. Bye now.